Hey QuinteView, did you ever wonder what happened to this can once you were done drinking it? Well, let's go find out!
The beer store, it's more than just beer. It is actually the most environmentally friendly retail company in the whole world. So QuinteView, we will take a look at the day of the life of a bottle.
Our first stop on our adventure, the Belleville Beer Store. This is where you go and return all cans and bottles. We went inside and talked to Jeff, who has been the store manager for 8 years. He will tell us what happens to my beer can as soon as I return it.
Exactly, 100% of anything the beer store sells, we recycle such things, even the bottle caps that come in off the case of sorting the beer, they can either be put in the can, in our can bin, and actually the recycle center has a magnet that they'll actually sort the cans through, right straight through from our little six-pack to little plastic rings, so that we actually will take those back as well, and they can be sorted and sent to the recycle center. So tonight,
Nearly 200 million wine and spirit containers have already been diverted from a landfill. Basically, you could return anything from here. You could return bottles, bottle caps, even Coke cans. You might not get any money back from them, but you could still return them.
Main focus is 100% environmentally friendly, right? We don't boast ourselves enough. We actually should promote better because environmentally, we are the best. We should brag ourselves that we're the best company in the world.
According to their flyer, the beer store has a long-standing record of deposit return success and annually recovers 99% of all items brought here. So you can send in any type of beer bottle, bottle caps, cardboard boxes, they take anything in.
That takes us to our next step. We went to Brampton, where the largest distribution center is located. This is where my can, along with other recycled items, will go through even more sorting. The president of the beer store, Samantha Moroz, was there to provide me with more information. And trust me, he knows his recycling facts.
Certainly in the Belleville area, the return rate is almost exactly the same. The return rate on cans is also very high. It's in the neighborhood of 77, 78%. And sometimes people will bring back their pop cans as well, and even though there's no deposit on pop cans, we'll make sure that those get recycled as well. In 2007, we started taking back Ontario wine and spirits containers. So, you know, for a new program that started a couple of years ago, the return rate a couple of years ago when we started was about 67%. It's now grown upwards of 78%, and that's pretty much on par throughout Ontario.
We got the privilege to go through the very large factory with Ted. He explained the process of what happens to my can once it gets there.
So once they build up a good supply, usually what happens is a beer store truck will show up at that store, and depending on the size of the store, it could be 2-3 times a week, and they'll pick up the empties and then they'll bring them back to a distribution center like this one. From that point, we do a little bit more sorting, and most of the bottles that come back to the beer store are actually refilled and reused, so which is a very cool thing for the environment. Our recycling efforts are the equivalent of taking about 26,000 cars off the road on an annual basis, so the CO2 emissions that are avoided by going into the air, and enough energy is saved to heat about 2,000 homes per year. So that's what the recycling at the beer store does for the province of Ontario.
Manager of the Brampton Distribution Center, Mark Lynch, told us the further steps taken in the recycling progression. From here, and once the distribution center's work is complete, all items are sent off to a glass factory called Unicow.
All the glass that comes back to us from our licensees, we have gone back out to the licensees to create a situation where we've asked them to do a minimal pre-sort. We're asking them to do the industry glass in a box, and we're asking them to do anything that's non-industry into another box so that we can speed the sorting process up.
That's ODR glass that we have to track differently because the LCBO is in partnership with us on that. This is NRC glass. This will be reused or recycled to be reused, okay? This is recyclable colored glass.
It saves us money, it saves us cost, it saves us fuel. So we really try to minimize the footprint, or the carbon footprint, I guess, where we impact the environment as well. So not only do we recycle, we do everything in our power to minimize the carbon footprint that we leave behind us as well.
Welcome to Unicow. It may look like a pile of junk, but it is a great thing for the environment. This is where the sorted glass and cardboard is compressed. But in order to go in, we had to make sure it was safe to do so. It isn't the most attractive looking thing, but safety first, right? On the other hand, some unbroken bottles are sent to another factory where they are thoroughly desanitized, washed, and refilled with beer, which is also made there. It is sent back to the Brampton Distribution Center, and from there it is shipped back to your local beer store.
Well, now that we know the whole process, let's have a drink, a responsible one of course. Now Belleville, remember to return all your bottles and cans.